Hey everybody, and welcome to Winning with Trump. I'd like to say I love my country, I love my president, I love my military, I love my police officers, and I love all you awesome patriots. Okay, what I wanted to talk about tonight was that, oh my lord, that debate. What in the world? President Trump was debating 2-on-1. Chris Wallace, we all know clearly, is not for President Trump, and boy did it show last night. Oh my lord. We were all expecting to watch Pedo Joey, Sleepy, Creepy Joey, but actually the focus, in my opinion, was on Chris Wallace. He did a horrible job. And I'm a Fox fan, or was a Fox fan, 6, 12, 18 months ago. I have gradually become not a Fox fan. I am a Tucker Carlson fan and a Laura Ingraham fan. I guess that's how I want to say it, because that's basically all I watch on Fox. And seeing that debate last night and that quote-unquote moderator, Chris Wallace, what a joke. What a joke. I was literally yelling at the TV. I was so upset about this debate because it started off immediately, in my opinion, with him debating with President Trump. Joey could absolutely do no wrong, but that is the case nowadays, and it's so frustrating. It is so freaking frustrating. All I wanted was a fair debate. Let them speak, let them answer, and the questions that he asked were all directed, in my opinion, solely at President Trump. Where were the questions about Ukraine and China and all the money that Joey has gotten from all these countries and Hunter has gotten from all these countries? But you know what? That was not in Chris Wallace's quote-unquote purview. He wasn't about to ask those kind of questions. You know why? Because that would bring out honesty, and that would bring out fairness, and that would bring out exactly what is happening in our country. And that would completely debunk the mainstream media's narrative. But that wasn't about to come out. I guess I had too many expectations in Fox and Chris Wallace and in this very important debate. I was very disappointed in the debate last night. Very disappointed. President Trump actually had to fight to get his voice heard. He had to fight with Chris Wallace, and he had to fight with somehow competent Joey. How did that happen? He has gone from being so incompetent and gaff, pedo, sleepy, absent Joey to being front and center Joey. The only explanation to that is he had an earpiece, he had an automatic pump that pumped in his medication that he's been taking, or he's been faking this from day one. And I'm telling you, I'm beginning to wonder. He was just too dead on last night. I mean, he had his gaffes, and he had his baffles, and he fumbled with his words, but nothing like he's done in the past. But I'm hoping, no, I'm not hoping, because I don't wish dementia or being senile on anyone. I do not wish that on anyone. And I'm sure if he wasn't a pedo creepy Joe Biden, I would feel bad for him. But he is a creepy pedo Joe Biden. He is everything we think he is. But I just, I'm not sure exactly what happened last night. I'm really not sure what happened. I do know one thing that happened, and Chris Wallace was not for President Trump, and in my opinion, this debate was a setup, and in my opinion, Chris Wallace said this in the beginning of the show that nobody has had access to these questions. I don't believe that. I think Joe Biden had access to these questions because he answered several of them too prompt. His answer was immediate. And you don't have an immediate answer to questions. Well, maybe you do because these were softball questions, but Hello Joey, they were hard questions to President Trump. As an example, would he denounce the white supremacists? Are you kidding me? Well, in case you didn't pay attention to the news that you're in, Chris Wallace, President Trump denounced the KKK and Antifa last week of being terrorist organizations. So I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about, but you didn't even bring up the fact that our country is burning down, that there's all types of riots and murder and assaults against the police officers and no rule of law going on in certain cities. Right now, hopefully it stays in those cities. But we're not sure what's going to happen because the Looney Tune left is not denouncing these organizations, and the question was even asked to Pedo Joey last night. Would he make a phone call to stop this? And he refused to answer the question. Well, refusing to answer the question answered the question. This is disgusting. And I mean, it just reeks of them being in charge of this. We know who's funding it, and he is definitely a left-wing Looney Tune whatever, and it's GS. Not to mention how many other people, all these Hollywood elites that posted bond for a lot of these people a month and a half ago. And for anybody that doesn't believe this, check out the internet because it's out there. They're very proud of posting bond for these criminals. So that's what we'll get if pedo, sleepy, creepy Joey is elected. It's the same thing we've been seeing for these past how many ever months. But you know what I'm talking about. All this violence and all this other stuff, that's exactly what we will continue to see if Joey Biden, is elected. He also was asked about the Green New Deal. He said, that's not my deal. That's not my deal. President Trump said it's $100 million deal. Oh, that's not my deal. President Trump also brought up the manifesto that is clearly out there. And Joey said that doesn't exist. So they can just stand at that podium and lie. What in the world? No, they just stand up there and lie and say it doesn't exist. Well, it most certainly does exist. And it is crazy. It is left-wing, Marxist, communist, socialist, everything you can think of that is bad. That's what their manifesto says and is about. And I think it's like 120 pages. It's crazy. Nobody in their right mind, unless they believe this crap, would write this down and publish it. But they did, because that is what they believe in. They can tell you all day long that is not their plan, but it most certainly is. And anybody that is thinking about voting for Biden, it has not thought about what they're doing, because you're asking for Marxists, socialists, communists in our country. That's what you're asking for. And I stand up against that. Not because I love President Trump, but because I love my country and I love freedom. And I love all my rights. But if you vote in Joey Pedo Biden, you are giving up every single one of your rights. They are going to rule everything you do. And it's a horrible thought. You might as well, if you want to vote them in, just go ahead and pack your stuff up and move to China. Because it's worse than living in China. And China is a part of this. What a horrible thought. I cannot imagine wanting to live in China and under their rule. But if you vote Joey Biden in, that's exactly what's going to happen. Y'all need to think about your vote. This is the most important vote you will ever cast in your whole life, in your whole lifetime. In your whole lifetime. This is very, very, very important. Thank you so much, and if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. YouTube, of course, is deleting my subscribers and my likes because I speak out about my country. I love my country, I love my president, I love my freedoms, and I will never apologize for that, ever. I would die for my country. Thank you so much. God bless the United States of America. God bless President Donald J. Trump. Thank you for everything you do, President Trump.